one day, I am going to die. Another day, all of you will die as well. I just hope that day comes before my time comes. Contest master, fellow Toastmasters, mortal guests, have you thought about how you're going to die? Maybe you want to live a long, full life. Maybe you're a noble spirit. You want to give your life for a good cause. One night I was pondering my own impending demise when I stumbled across a website called the Darwin Awards. There I learned people don't always die in the way they would expect. Sometimes they go on to meet the maker in ways that are, if I may say it, hilarious. Here are 3 of their stories. What do you think about smoking? It's been in the news. Cities are restricting it, they're banning it even. They do this because smoking is bad for you. It could kill you slowly, painfully. But for Gary, from our great state of North Carolina, smoking snuffed him in a bit more dramatic fashion. Gary's at a friend's apartment when he spied on the wall a salsa jar containing a clear liquid, obviously not salsa. Gary was intrigued, but he didn't ask the owner, "Hey Bill, what you got there?" Gary took a more hands-on approach. He reached out, brought the jar down, and took a giant swig. When he realized the clear liquid was gasoline, Gary wisely spit it out. Unfortunately, Gary's wisdom failed him at that point when, to calm his rowdy nerves, he took out the lighter and lit a cigarette. Gary was no mere candle in the wind. He was the 4th of July. You take pride in your work, your vocation. Sure you do. The more time you spend at your job, the more wisdom and experience you get. This does not always happen. Diane had 22 years of experience driving the city bus. One day, she pulled into the transit center a few minutes late. She was irked by this delay, and she didn't use the facilities. She hurried off the bus after the last passenger. She had left the bus in gear. I see concern on your faces, but don't worry. The bus has a safety feature. As long as the doors are open, the brakes are automatically applied, the bus will move. For reasons only Diane knows, she walked back around the bus, reached her arms through the window, and pulled the lever, closing the doors. The bus began to creep forward. And I do mean creep. This is no race car taking off on a drag race now. It's a slow-moving city bus creeping forward. Nevertheless, Diane sprang into action. But she didn't run back inside the bus, put the brake on. She didn't yell for help. No. Diane stationed herself in front of the bus and tried to stop, using only Diane power. Slowly, but very, very steadily, Diane succumbed to the slow-moving bus, punching her one-way ticket to that bus stop in the sky. What do you call 1,000 lawyers at the bottom of the ocean? A good start. We love to hate lawyers. How about politicians? Does anybody have strong opinions about politics? Clement was a lawyer and a politician during the Civil War. He actually opposed many of President Lincoln's policies. I mention this so you won't feel sorry for him later. After the war, he resumed his law practice. One of his first clients was on trial
for murder. Clement was going to prove that the victim had actually shot himself with his own weapon. Now, our lawyer friend is a gifted orator, but he knew, dare I say it in front of his audience, that speech-making does have its limits. A demonstration with a real gun would be in order. This is not a real gun. Clement showed how the victim liked to draw his weapon all the way down to pulling the trigger. Post-mortem, the jury was convinced and acquitted Clement. I've given you some strange tales of death. I imagine this morning you're probably thinking, those people were idiots. And I would have to agree. As I look across this room, I see intelligence. I see a zest for life. But consider this. The types of people in those stories, they're out there. You never know when one of them might take one of you with them on their final destination. Have a safe trip home.